right, everyone. Most people here had that one wrong. I had road.
That ruined one whole half of my bracket because I had road going to the finals.
Well, yeah, I had them. Yeah, I did as well, actually.
Yeah.
Wow, now I have to refigure this out. And Verge, almost from out of nowhere, which is a little bit embarrassing.
Well,
Because
they've been a good team.
They've been a really good
That's
team.
just, we didn't think they were as good as Rote.
Yeah.
Like, they had one of the toughest matchups in my mind here of anything on this sheet.
Definitely,
but
definitely.
yeah, they did some. I'm not even. It's hard to tell exactly how they were able to keep that the Sleipnir alive so long under all those blasters. They had the tracking disruption from the Sentinels, which would help. It's bonus Sentinels. I really like that combo with Sleipnirs, but. Still, I'd imagine a flagship Vindy and 2 Cronoses should have been able to break through that tank faster.
So what's the difference between a Vindicator and a Kronos?
Well, the Kronos is a Marauder and the Vindy is faction, which means the biggest difference to start with is the points. So Kronos is 3 less points in the tournament, and then Kronos and Vindy share the web bonus to like web efficacy, so it webs for a whole lot more. And then the slot layout's different. The Kronos is 7 lows.
Sounds right.
And 4 mids.
There's one less mid.
One less mid than the Vindy. And then the other important thing about Marauders is they get that bonus that makes it like they have 8 turrets even though they have 4. So it has a bunch of utility highs. Yeah. So you'll see it doing a lot of things like nuding and smart bombing, stuff like that. And then it has bigger resist for being Tech 2.
Yeah.
And a bigger cargo bay.
Should you need the cargo. And all right, well that was fairly awesome. And kind of the Verge victory snowballed a little bit when they switched targets to the frigates.
Yeah, well, they shot the frigates right away.
No, that was interesting. He's talking about after, like when they had just the Vindy left.
Oh, yeah.
That was an interesting choice because it really still looked like the Vindy, if it killed one more Sleipnir, the match would maybe slide the other direction, and they made the call to not try to burn the Vindy down next and instead go for the support. And I think that was a really good decision. Take out those frigs. And
I think so too, because they killed a handful of them in a minute or two. They just started popping.
Yep, Enyos are like little Vindicators, really. They're you do a lot of damage with them, but you can take them out fast if they don't have reps.
Yeah, without the Logi there, they're so easy to kill, and that's so much DPS you get rid of really quickly. And as well as a bunch of E-War and tackling, stuff like that. Helps them free up their Sleipnirs to escape, that kind of thing. So I think that was a really good call.
Yeah, definitely a good game. And now we have Mildly Intoxicated versus Verge Collapse. I think we have the brackets ready just to show you guys the current status. This is another bracket that's now ready. So, quarterfinals. Once we finish Exodus versus Agony Empire, Shadow Cartel versus Nulla Secunda, we'll move into the quarterfinals. Currently it's looking like Unreloaded will fight Godfathers, Pandemic Legion will fight Darkside, a repeat of last year, Mildly Intoxicated versus Verge Collapse, which I had predicted as Raiden versus Capella, which turned out to be terribly wrong. And now we have Exodus and Agony Empire finding out who's going to fight Shadow Cartel or Nulla Secunda.
So we've already got one of the Syndicate alliances knocked out. And these next two, well, we're going to see another one knocked out in this next match. And one will be left to carry the flag for the region.
Is Agony a Syndicate alliance now?
They were really? Oh, wow.
I think they were in Curse last time I was fighting them, but that could have been like 2 years ago or something.
Last I saw them, they were in Syndicate. They bounce around. Last time I fought them, they were in Providence.
Okay.
Right, well, let's talk a little bit more to Puncturis while she's still here. If you could choose a piece of UI, anything you could work on, what would it be?
I don't know, there are just so many things.
Go with the popular but insincere option and say the corp interface.
If there's one thing I don't want to work on, it's the corp UI.
Yeah.
I think it would be really cool to just put that on the internet or like on a web page. Make people do the boring stuff at work.
There you go. You probably will hate me for this question, but my reaction to many UI changes is like, where's the button to change it back? And I think that's pretty common. Do you guys care about that? Do you think generally that that's something people should expect to get, or what? Should people not? I mean, how do you guys feel about that?
I think that in general people don't like change. It's like some people have been playing for 10 years and like all of a sudden you just have memorized how to do everything and then you get something new and you just don't like it. And you would like to use the same old UI, but we can't like maintain 2 systems for everything. It would make everything really hard.
That makes sense.
But I think in most cases people get used to the new thing really quickly. It's like when we changed the font. People didn't really like it at first. But like in a in 2 weeks or so. Everybody had gotten used to it, and I think most people like it more now.
Yeah.
Even though it's like not as cool as the old one, but it's more readable.
You can actually see the difference between zeros and O's.
Yeah, you can see what system you're in.
Yeah.
When we got on CC the other day for, I hadn't been on CC in quite a while, and we went over there to do the exhibition matches, and I saw the new search function, and I like shouted at everybody else about how much I hated it.
Yeah,
And I had actually changed my opinion within like 10 minutes. I was completely over it, so maybe you're right.
I think it's just people in general don't like change. You can also see it when Facebook changes.
Yeah.
Everybody gets really angry for 2 days or so.
But I mean, it's kind of like we're talking about with Heimdall about localization. Like the old players still use the English client, but the new players will pick up their localized client.
Right.
And I think that's kind of just. I think that's kind of how it's going to be. And I mean, sometimes the players are right as well. I mean, sometimes we do make mistakes and we'll have to go back and correct it.
Yeah, I also do that. I mean, I get the CC feedback and people just don't like something, then I try to make it more to like how people would like it to be. But sometimes it's not possible. No. But we try.
I'll tell you one thing that I really want to tamper with, that I'm just basically going to get like lynched if I tamper with, which is the overview. That I'm not terribly happy with the amount of columns, for example. And I'll tell you guys about that just after this one. Yes. Let's just grab the overview after this match. So it is Exodus versus Agony Empire, and let's get the predictions.
I'm going for Exodus.
I'm going to go for Exodus too, and I'm not big on spoilers, but I actually heard CCP Streaks shout loud enough to know there's a flagship in this match. Even though he's in a different building.
You can always hear CCP Streaks.
He's so loud.
I'm just going to go with the same thing as they.
Exodus. Good.
They're experts.
Yes. I think I might go with my heart and go with Agony.